Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of NIO Automotive, ticker symbol NIO. And so here I am recording this on Wednesday, December 11th, after the market has closed, and NIO closed at a price of $4.67, being down a little over 2% on the day. And so yeah, I wanted to go over the chart. I've been really excited about this one for the past, month or so. And I think what we're seeing is a breakout from this falling wedge and just a retrace before the stock price goes up maybe to around $8 a share. And so that is what I'm expecting. But it might take, a couple more weeks to play out. Or, it is quite possible we could be forming a bottom here on Wednesday, as we can see that we were uptrending here, did launch a little bit before getting rejected from this purple trend line, which, I found really interesting. And then we did pull back, forming this hammer candle on the day with a big wick to the downside, filling this gap here from that big move to the upside. And so, I think that this could potentially be a bottoming candle, as, if I do just draw this, pretty casual trend line here from the closes, opens of these candles here, getting a couple wicks lower. And, of course, with this line just being approximate. And, we did test that level today, that trend line, hitting a low of $4.57 on the day, testing that line. So, I think it's looking really good, and I think that we could be launching much higher. And so some things that I did want to talk about that I have gone over in prior videos. One thing that might stand out to you is this 786 Fibonacci level here, right around $4.50. When we were over here, I had talked about the possibility of NIO doing a retracement, possibly to the 618, which I believe was around $5 a share, or worst case scenario, right around the 786. And so we did consolidate below that level, right around $4.50, hitting a low, it looks like, of $4.28 on November 27th, so right here. And so, that I think was a really good dip buying opportunity, because as you can see, there is this falling wedge that NIO has traded within. And, I do think that we have broken out from it. I was really excited about the big move on Monday, December 9th. But, I think partly, I was just busy, so I couldn't put a video out. But also, I wanted to see if there was a pullback, because when we got the move over here, we did get a pullback. And so I did not want to be going on about the stock when it could be pulling back again. And instead, I wanted to be talking about it when I think it is at a technical level that could be acting as support, talking about that trend line that I just drew up here, as well as being right around $4.50 that has acted as support. So, I think this could be going up a lot higher. And so this purple trend line that I have drawn here, just want to go over, why that may have acted as resistance on the 9th when we hit a high of $5.36. So if I just take a step back, that goes back to the high from February 16th, as well as the other pivot point being the high from May 15th. And, I was under the impression that we were putting in an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. And from that, if I take a measurement from, basically the bottom of that head to that neckline, and then move it up here. From that, I would be thinking that price would be getting to right around $8 a share. We nearly got there on this run up at the end of September, hitting a high on September 30th of $7.71, being very close to $8 a share, but ultimately getting rejected. It looks like there are multiple trend lines there acting as resistance, one of them being this purple downtrend here, which, actually I do have the pivot point being that high from September 30th. But if we go back over here to right before we gapped down in the middle of September of 2023, and then going up to this pivot high here at the end of December of 2023. So, those two pivot highs there, we did get rejected from not only that level, but also this gray downtrend, which goes back pretty far in time here. It looks like another gap down over here, that being, I believe, the low from January 21st of 2022, and then also, a pivot point over here. I don't believe it's the high. I believe it's the open from, let's see, June 27th of 2022. Did get rejected from that level over here, so did seem like a notable level of resistance, as well as over here. So, it's not too surprising that we did get rejected here. And so, with that being said, I think that not only do we have this smaller micro falling wedge here, but now that we've broken out from it, if we are able to get above this level here around 530, we'd be breaking above this thinner purple downtrend, and then we could be following that, breaking above this gray downtrend that goes back pretty far in time, as well as this thicker, more recent purple downtrend from over here. And there's one other level that I do have up here is this red line. I might actually make that a little bit thicker so we can see it, but I actually have to adjust the y-axis to logarithmic for us to see that one, and I believe adjust the time scale to the weekly candles. And we can see that goes back to, let's see, this is glitching out a little bit. I'm going to switch back to the daily. I don't know why this is getting all wonky here, but that day, that high was January 15th of 2021, and from that downtrend, we did get multiple resistances, multiple rejections, one being in November of 2021, another being, let's see, in July of 2021, also testing that level over here, which looks like that was a pivot point. And that was in August of 2023. And then moving forward, we nearly got up to that downtrend, which would have been right around $8 if I just highlight that alert there. Right around there, we got rejected just below that level. And so I do think that this could be going up notably higher. But while the chart here is a little wonky, I wanted to go over some unusual whales options data because I think that some calls might be, having some pretty unusual activity that I think suggests that we are in fact breaking out and going to be launching soon. I think that NEO will be flying, and that is supported by this unusual whales options data. And so there are a few contracts here. I'm just going to go through them kind of briefly. This is the one that actually, no, this is not the one that I'm interested in. An $8 strike, but actually the one that expires here on June 20th. Giving plenty of months between now and then to, cash out on this call to take some profits as it goes up without the worry of the expiration being around the corner. And from this, we actually can see that there hasn't been a lot of premium traded on this contract. So it's not necessarily that sexy of one, but for someone who is fairly new to swinging options, I think that the June expiration is kind of a safe bet, and $8, that is my thesis with NEO. I think it's going up towards that level. But let's look at some other contracts that have some more exciting activity. And so this is the $10 call that is expiring in May of 2025. May 16th is the expiration date. And we can see that there's been a good amount of volume traded the past few days. So each one of these candles represents a day going back 30 days. And from that, if I do scroll down in this table, we can see that over the past few days, millions of dollars have been traded on this contract. Here with the one that I have highlighted with the cursor there, we can see 1 over $1.5 million traded on Monday, and following that, over 1.2 million, with a little over 500,000 traded today on Wednesday. And from that, what we can see is, looking at the open interest, there was 2.5 thousand contracts open on the 9th, but following the trading of $1.5 million, the open interest went from 2.5 thousand to almost 34,000, so pretty massive there. And then on Tuesday, again, another over $1 million day. And that open interest went from about 34,000 up to 58,000. So that suggests there is a lot of buying. And, this is whale-sized activity, millions of dollars here betting on NEO going up. So, I feel pretty compelled by this. Also, it is, a further out expiration, given that there are multiple months before the expiration. That is May 16th, and that is the $10 call. And so that, is kind of similar to the one that I am interested in, the one that I personally am playing. That is the June 20th expiration, the $8 call, just matching that thesis. Didn't want to go too far above that target price that I have. But, being months out, the May $10 strike, that gets me really excited, seeing that there's more than $1 million being traded on that, and the open interest is going up. It's not going down. And some other contracts that stood out to be as being highest volume, either on, I believe, on Monday, but it might have been Tuesday when I did pull this data. And so here we can see this is the $4 call for NEO that expires January 16th of 2026. So this one is a leap, but it's, $4. It is lower than the current price of $4.67 at close. And from this, we can see that on Monday, nearly $6 million traded on this. It is an in the money call though, so it's not as exciting as something that's out of the money, but those who bought these contracts put nearly $6 million on it, and we can see that the open interest went up from around 8,000 contracts on the 9th up to almost 28,000 on the 10th. And that has stabilized right around there, increasing by almost 20,000 contracts. So that, to me, says that this is bullish. Even though the strike is lower than current price, it is a call suggesting that these participants who put the money on this, whether it's one whale or multiple whales, they are betting on price going up. And then the final call that I'm going to go over is, again, a January 16th, 2026 leap call. This one with the strike of $8 a share. And if we scroll down, we can see that there was about $1 million traded on this contract on Monday, with an open interest starting that day about 44,000. So a lot of people placing bets on this going up. And then the difference between that day and Monday was an increase of about 1,300 contracts, going up to, as of the start of the day for Wednesday, it looks like the open interest was around 46,000. So we'll have to see where that is at tomorrow on Thursday. But yeah, generally, I just think that this chart looks phenomenal, not only with this micro falling wedge, but just, this bigger picture of NEO being suppressed, as well as other Chinese stocks getting news that Jack Ma is now being brought back into the public, that China is recognizing that they have suppressed business, they have held it back, and that has not done so great for their companies. And I think that we're going to be seeing a reckoning with that, and I think that NEO will be launching to $8 a share, flying that high, if not higher, in the coming months. So I'm really excited, and I personally, not financial advice, think that $8 strike for June 20th just seems so exciting for me. And, I do cover that call as well as a number of other contracts during my weekly options videos that I put out on Saturdays. So make sure you tune into that if you'd like a follow up on this, and tune in to Ticker Request Live on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern. But, as always, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching, and take care, you guys.